Hello, happy Friday, and welcome into another edition of your favorite podcast, Burgers and Brats. What a weekend! What a week of action we got going on. We got the Super Bowl 60 between the Patriots and the Seahawks. We got the Waste Management Phoenix Open out in the desert for golf. We got the NBA trade deadline, some big names on the move, and just so much more. We got halftime prop bets, we got game prop bets. We'll be going through everything Super Bowl and everything in the sports world. And we are ready for Bad Bunny. We're ready for him. Who else is ready to listen to some music this weekend? It's going to be great. But here with you late night, Thursday night. It is almost midnight Eastern. So it could be a long episode, maybe short. But make sure following the podcast, any platforms, any streaming service, literally anywhere. Get your podcast at Burgers and Brats. Stay up to date with latest news on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Burgers and Brats. And hopefully you're watching live on Millions.co or YouTube at Burgers and Brats. You can watch the video on Spotify the next day. Let's start with a little NBA trade deadline. And, the biggest news is the no news from the Bucks and Giannis Antetokounmpo. He is staying in Milwaukee, at least for the foreseeable future. We'll see in the offseason, but right now he is staying with the Bucks, and right now they're that 12 seed, 2.5 games back of getting into the play-in. So, Matt been a little injured this year, but see him get back on, and they're full steam ahead with Giannis at the helm. Biggest news, there were some big trades, some big names on the move, and the biggest thing maybe have been James Harden and the Clippers parting ways, heading to Cleveland. Those teams switching point guards. Darius Garland heading to LA, Harden to Cleveland. Of course, the biggest name in Cleveland now since LeBron, even though they do have Donovan Mitchell, but Harden is a big name. And this Clippers team has been playing very, very good basketball. They're 23 and 26 in the NBA right now. But remember, this team started 6-21, and they've been 17 and 5 since that record. So they have been the best overall basketball team in that span. James Harden averaging 25.4 points per game. That is his most since the 2019-2020 season, with 8.1 assists per game. That's third in the NBA. Darius Garland, 18 points per game, 6.9 assists per game. He's just been limited this season because of his toe injuries. So, you hope he can stay in check. It's just a toe, right? Tape it, cut it off. You don't need it. But he has been a little banged up, but they need him full force in LA. And then the Cavs, they're 30 and 21 this season, but 17 and 8 without Garland and 13 and 13 with him. So, could be good that they moved on from him this season, and they're fourth in that East at 31 and 21. Elsewhere, I think that's a good move for both teams. They don't want to pay Harden, and Harden can only get you so far. He kind of disappears sometimes, and it's an aging Clippers team. And they also made news trading Zubac and Kobe Brown to Indiana for Mathurin and Isaiah Jackson, as well as 2 first and 1 second round picks. So the Clippers pretty much in the tank, just trying to get draft picks and build for the future. Even though they've been on a really good run to this kind of middle part of the season, they are kind of blowing it up. And we'll see what happens with Kawhi Leonard at the end of the year, but I assume this is his last go-around for the Clippers as well. And then, of course, the other biggest name being traded, Anthony Davis, traded to the Washington Wizards. He's going to be paired with Trae Young now. They also get D'Angelo Russell, Dante Exum, and Jaden Hardy for Chris Middleton coming to the Mavs, as well as A.J. Johnson and Marvin Bagley, as well as 2 first and 3 second round picks. So the Mavericks get a haul in this one. The only problem is the picks belong to the Thunder and the Warriors. And the Thunder pick is probably going to be that second or last pick of the NBA draft, because they're expected to go far deep in the playoffs, especially reach the finals this year. And then Golden State's probably going to be a top team as well. So the picks may not be that good for the Dallas Mavericks. But just, of course, after the Luka trade, fans weren't going to welcome him as much. And it just wasn't gonna fit because of what happened with that trade that we all know. And Davis has been hurt a little bit, cost a lot of money. He's gonna have to re-sign soon, so we'll see what the Wizards do with Trey and Davis. That'd be fun to get basketball to watch. Unfortunately, they're both hurt right now. Davis is still gonna be out a little bit of time with a wrist injury, but when they get back on the court, if we do see them, it's going to be fun basketball to watch. So excited for that. And then to start it off, I mean, Memphis. They don't trade John Morant. He's still in Memphis. See what happens this offseason as well. There's a lot of talk about him moving on to better and greener pastures. But they do trade Jaren Jackson Jr., who, I mean, Defense Player of the Year, who we thought was unmovable in the offseason. But when you get offered 3 firsts as well as Kyle Anderson, George Niang, and some others, you might as well take it and maybe start building for the future because the season was not going anywhere in Memphis as they're the 11th seed, 2 games back of the play-in, but still, season wasn't doing much. You might as well start building for the future, and if you get 3 firsts, just see what happens with those picks and if they're good picks that end up panning out. But Memphis, moving on from Jaren Jackson Jr. was a big surprise there. And then Golden State, they get a big man. They send away Buddy Hield and Kuminga to Atlanta. So Buddy and Kuminga to the ATL for Kristaps Porzingis. And see what it does to the Warriors, who are currently in that 8 spot, 4 games back of the just regular playoffs. So ATL, remember they traded Buddy Hield, but they're in that 9 spot in a decent East loaded field. So they could still be making some noise and getting into the playoffs. But some big NBA trades that went down this weekend, and it's going to be weird seeing all these new faces in those new arenas and on those new uniforms. But that's all we got so far from the NBA trade deadline, at least the biggest names moving on. All right, let's go to the Waste Management Phoenix Open. The 16th hole, the crowd is rowdy, excited. I mean, beer going everywhere, shirts off, people storming the sand pits. We're going to see a lot of fun stuff there this weekend. And, of course, we got Brooks Koepka returning. No Rory McIlroy, no Justin Rose. And great field, though. Haven't looked at the scores yet, so this is my predictions based on before the tournament started. So I have not looked at the scores. I don't know what's going on just yet. I did, though, see Scotty Scheffler shot, I believe, a 2-over, which is his first over par round in 8 months. So that's absurd. 8 months. I mean, I could pray so many times and it would never happen. So that was crazy to see. I guess he's obviously not close to the leaderboard, but I'm sure he'll be back. TPC's Scottsdale, $9.6 million purse. Thomas Dietrich is defending, and it should be perfect weather out there in the desert. This is definitely the most fun tournament of the season. Hopefully you can watch it. Favorites going in, Scotty Scheffler at plus 220, Xander at plus 1,700. He did not make the cut for the first time in, years. So Xander, world number 2, did not make the cut last week. We'll see if he can bounce back this weekend. Siwoo Kim at plus 2,500. Cam Young and Hideki Matsuyama at plus 2,700. Burns, Griffin, and JJ Spawn at plus 3,000. Some other notable names, Victor Hovland at plus 3,300. Chris Goddard at plus 3,500. Brooks Koepka and Morikawa at plus 4,000. And then dead last in these odds, Tony Finau, Max Homa, and Akshay Bhatia at plus 10,000. Throw a dollar on that. Tony Finau and Bhatia and Homa are all capable of winning this tournament, and Homa's looks to be back from the dead a little bit as well. Going to my picks for the weekend, some guys to stay away from. I'm going to stay away from Xander Schauffele. Missed the cut last week. He is a shell of himself for, at least a full year now. One win last year, but he has not done much last season, and it takes a while to get out of this funk and play a few tournaments before you really get back into the groove of things for world number 2. So I'm staying away from Xander. I'm going to stay away from Brooks Koepka as well. He's won here actually a few times, but still so much outside of this all in the tournament. He's got to settle down first. Did pretty solid last week in Torrey Pines, but I'm still just going to stay away from at least maybe a top 10 and getting the victory. I don't think it happens this week, but just give him a few more weeks back on tournament, and he can be contending. And then stay away from JJ Spawn, man. Top 40 in the Sunny Open, missed the cut at Torrey Pines. I'm staying away from JJ, the U.S. Open champ last year. No money towards him. And I'm going to stay away from Victor Hovland as well. I mean, it's his first PGA event of the season, so get his feet underneath him, then we'll start riding with him again. My underrated for the week, I'm going Maverick McNeely, top 10 last week. Has done well here in this tournament at TPC Scottsdale. And then, why not Max Homa? I mean, last odds to win, the worst odds. It's his hometown. The course rewards his good ball striking, and he has 2 top 15s here. Why not go Max Homa? I mean, I would throw some money down on those odds. And then also Tom Kim, who is a 2-time winner here. I think doesn't have great odds, but I think he can definitely make a run. And then, like I said, Tony Finau. He's dead to last. He's last odds as well, but he had closed with the 66 last week. He's played here many years. He knows the course well, and why not put something down on that? I mean, underrated. You just don't finish last, and it's a win for me. If you don't, that's underrated because they didn't finish last. So on those 2 guys, top 10 lock. I mean, obviously, maybe not obviously now, but Scotty Scheffler. I mean, stop. Obviously, don't be dumb. Scotty Scheffler's going to get top 10. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know what his final score was after day 1, but any other tournament, you would have said, yeah, no dip, dude. But we'll see. He'll be back. He's the best player in the world for a reason. Cam Young, I think, gets a top 10 lock, 4 consecutive cuts, and he's got 6 of his last 8 rounds at 67 or better. Got to add the hand motions in there, 67. And then Chris Gotterup, I think, is a top 10 lock as well. He won the Sony Open. He got a top 20 last week, and he's been hot since last year. One of the hottest golfers on the tournament pause. And I think he's going to keep making noise this season. Siwoo Kim, like I said, Chris Gotterup's one of the hottest ones. Siwoo Kim is the hottest golfer on the tour right now. I mean, 7 straight top 20s. And his last 3 or 4 tournaments have been in the top 10. So, why not go with Siwoo? And then for the odds of a hole-in-one to happen, yes, plus 280, no, minus 360. Tony Finau had a hole-in-one last week. Everybody's going to be trying. It's going to happen. Give me a hole-in-one on the 16th at TPC Scottsdale. So, why not? I think it'll happen. It'll be a lot of fun. All right, let's go check the standings after day 1. All right, not bad. Top 10 lock right now. Chris Gotterup leads the tournament at 8 under. He's got a 2-shot lead on this thing. Matt Fitzpatrick is back. Fitzy at 6 under. Some other notable names. A lot of new guys up at the top of the leaderboard. We'll see how that finishes. All right, Jake Knapp. Maverick McNeely at 4 under. Hosgaard at 3 under. Some other names. Hideki and Batia at 3 under. Some other names. Homa at 2 under. Guys, I did not look at this. Hovland at 2 under. Thigala at 1 under. Spieth at 1 under. See, where is Scotty Scheffler at? Cam Young at 1 under. I mean, this guy, he did shoot over par. That is very surprising. I thought they lied to me. Ben Griffin, even. And Xander, even on the day. Ricky Fowler, even. And I still do not see Scotty Scheffler in this thing. Scotty Scheffler, Wyndham Clark, Tony Finau at +2 over par. You do not see that ever for Scotty Scheffler. So that is insane. And then I just now see that JJ Spawn is withdrawn from this tournament. So, sure to check that right before. But hey, that means you know I didn't lie. I did not know JJ Spawn withdrew. So, there you go. I don't lie about my picks. All right, that's the Waste Management Phoenix Open. Gonna be a lot of fun out in the desert. All right, let's go into On This Day in History, sponsored by Hefner Eye Care. 1952, Queen Elizabeth takes over the British throne. 1974, Mel Brooks' Western spoof Blazing Saddles premieres. And then 1985, New York, New York becomes the official anthem of New York City. Would be weird if it became the anthem of Oklahoma City. I don't think that would happen. Happy birthday, Bob Marley, Axl Rose, and Hank Aaron. That's on this day in history. All right. Let's go to the Super Bowl. Let's go to the halftime prop bets. But first, I tease you a little bit. First, we got to talk a little NFL coaching changes right now. The Arizona Cardinals hired the Rams offense coordinator Mike LaFleur. A little surprising here because Mike LaFleur didn't call plays in LA. That was Sean McVay. And LaFleur was the offense coordinator with Zach Wilson those 2 years for the New York Jets. So I don't know how good of a hire this is. I don't think it's that great of a hire. I don't think this will last just because of those reasons I just mentioned. And then for Buffalo, they promote offense coordinator Joe Brady to the head coaching position. Now, if I'm not mistaken, promote means he was within the organization this last year. Was it in the last few years? Does that not mean some of this falls on him for their playoff woes and their mistakes throughout the season? Is that not what happens? I mean, you should have kept Sean McDermott. I thought it was a bad mistake firing him. I thought that game was completely and utterly on Josh Allen in that game. 5 turnovers from your star quarterback. Yeah, right. That is not on the play calling. And I think it. I mean, if you're going to fire him, you got to go out and get somebody. You can't just promote within who has had a say in everything in that organization so far in the offense. So I think he's at fault for the fails. But we'll see. Joe Brady, I think he's a good offensive coordinator, but see about head coach. Cleveland, they hired the 59-year-old, never been head coach, offense coordinator Todd Monken. That's right. Cleveland might be doing Cleveland things again. Top 10 offense in Tampa, though, with Jameis Winston in 2016, 2018. He did have Lamar Jackson in Baltimore in 2023 and 2025. But, I mean, remember those playoff games? The offense sputtered. Like I said, impressive. He did have a top 10 offense with Jameis Winston. But still, 59, never been head coach. You'd think you'd get a younger guy in there with these quarterbacks as well, with Shadur, Dillon, whoever else you bring in now. But going with the old guy, but he's been around the league for a long, long time. All right, and then Las Vegas Raiders, they hire the young 38-year-old Seattle offense coordinator Clint Kubiak. He is going to be in charge of developing Fernando Mendoza. So we'll see how that lasts in the Sin City for Kubiak. So great name, great error, and I think he might do some good things. But Seattle's offenses look fantastic with Sam Darnold, and might look good with Fernando Mendoza as well. All right, that's the coaching changes in the NFL. Let's go into the Super Bowl halftime prop bets and whatever else prop bets we got going on. Love to make these things fun. All right, for the national anthem, do you know who it is? I'll give you 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. We got Charlie Puth singing the national anthem. The over-under is set at 125 seconds. For that, you guys can't do math. That is 2 minutes and 5 seconds. I think that is a long, long time to do a national anthem. I mean, especially for this guy. I mean, he's just a pop singer. They're not trying to hold vocals. They don't need to. They don't hold those chords. But and if you do go look on YouTube, he's got an instrumental version on YouTube of the Bengal Banner that lasted 1 minute and 2 seconds. This guy ain't going 2 minutes, 5 seconds. Come on, give me the under in this one. And then the first coach shown during the national anthem, Mike McDonald at plus 116 or Mike Vrabel at minus 142. Obviously, they're going to go the New England Patriots. I mean, nobody even knows who the Seattle head coach is until I just told you. They're going to show Vrabel, and it's the Patriots. So That's easy money bet there. Mike Vrabel also just won Coach of the Year in the NFL. And then, will Chris Collinsworth mention Mahomes minus 190 or misidentify a celebrity at plus 550? Oh, this guy's doing both, man. I mean, he can't go a game without mentioning Mahomes, so I think that is an easy yes answer. And misidentifying the celebrities, I mean, they all have the graphics on there. It shows you immediately who that person is, so I don't know if that one will happen. And then everybody's favorites. Will Stephon Diggs propose to Cardi B after the game? Plus 1,000 if it happens? No. You'll know my answer why in later. But no, that does not happen. Will Cardi B wear a Stephon Diggs jersey? Yes, plus 170. No, minus 250. Give me the yes. She's wearing that jersey. She's got to make Offset mad. She's going with the Diggs jersey in this one. All right, and then will the coin toss heads or tails, both at minus 101? Guys, let me give you some insight on the heads or tails. In all Super Bowls, all the 59 previous ones, tails has a 31-28 lead. It's literally like 50-50. But here's where it gets crazy. Tails won last year. Tails won the last time this game was in Santa Clara in Super Bowl 50. Tails won last time the Patriots were in the Super Bowl a few years ago. And all 3 times previous Seattle's been in the Super Bowl, the coin toss has been tails. I mean, come on. Come on. Ride the hot hand. You play blackjack. You know you keep riding the hot hand. Give me tails in this one. Never go against the grain. Never go against the machine. Give me tails. Come on now. All right. Let's go to Bad Bunny. I'm excited for this. I, of course, know a few of his songs. I don't know what they say. It's a good vibe, good groove. It's good on the dance floor. He's singing it. I mean, he's the number one artist in the country. I mean, he was number one in 2020, 2021, and 2022 until Taylor Swift took over in 23 and 24. But in 2025, Bad Bunny was the number one streamed artist across the platform. So I think the Super Bowl and Roger Goodell did a good job in picking Bad Bunny. It goes to a broader audience. I mean, this is the number one guy in the world, and a lot of people listen to him. And I think it'll be a good show. It'll be interesting to see who he brings out, what he does, and watch him on SNL. I mean, this guy, very creative in his stuff. So excited to see what he brings to the table. All right, total number of Bad Bunny songs is set at over under 11.5. Under or over minus 105, under minus 115. Now, I'll give you some pretext. Kendrick Lamar had 10 total songs last year. The year before that, Usher had 12. Rihanna had 12, and she was just by herself. So that's impressive there. And then 2022 with Eminem, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, they only had 7 songs. So 11.5. I don't really know who he could bring out to shorten the number, but I think this is going to be under 11.5 songs. I mean, the discography is it's deep, but many people just don't know most of it. So I'm going the under in this one. It's hard to get 11 or 12 songs. I mean, Kendrick Lamar only did 10 last year. All right, first Bad Bunny song. Let me try to pronounce these things. I mean, there is a overwhelming favorite, and that is Bale Inolvidable. Oh my gosh, that was butchered. I'm sorry, guys. Plus 210 to be the number one song, and some pretext. Ties to Puerto Rico, where he's from, an American. Number one stream song for Bad Bunny, and it was in the Super Bowl preview of the halftime show. So that's overwhelming favorite. Monaco plus 300 in this one, and then Lambre Pua plus 340. La Mudanza plus 430. Mi Puerto Bonito plus 1100. And then finally, the last odds, I Like It plus 1600. So that's got Cardi. I think it's going to be a good show. So excited for some of this. And the next one, final, who will join Bad Bunny on stage for Super Bowl 60 halftime show? I mean, Come on. This one's the easiest one of all time. It's got to be Cardi B at minus 250. She's already there. She's going to be there for Stephon Diggs. She's already got some songs with Bad Bunny. It is just, we already know. This is cake. Chop it up. Chalk it up. It's Cardi. She is 1,000% going to be there. And then I think J Balvin is going to be there as well, minus 160. And then Jennifer Lopez, because of J-Lo out there, she's favored to come out there. Ricky Martin at minus 125. And then long shot. Are you ready for this long shot? Who else could join Bad Bunny? Plus 240. Dua Lipa. They're saying Dua Lipa's coming out there. I mean, this is going to be a good halftime show. We're excited for it. I definitely think Cardi B, J Balvin is going to be out there. J-Lo, that'd be cool to see as well. She already got some experience at the Super Bowl halftime. So let me know if you're excited for Bad Bunny. It's going to be good. I'm excited. All right, some game prop bets that I like. Jackson Smith and Jigba, wide receiver for the Seahawks, who just won Sixth Man of the Year. His over-under is set at 94.5 receiving yards. I think I'm going to take the over in this one. Seattle's going to be passing the ball downfield. Weather's going to be fantastic, 65 degrees. It's going to be good. Sam Darnold looked fantastic in the NFC Championship game, throwing for over 300 yards. And I think his over-under at 6.5 receptions is going to be over as well. New England running back Trayvon Henderson, anytime touchdown. Over-under set at 1.5. I'm going to take the under in this one. They got Ramondre Stevenson as well as a power back who can run the ball in. And, of course, Drake May can also use his legs and score, and he's going to be throwing the ball a lot down the field as well. So I'm going to take the under on his touchdowns. Sam Darnold, over-under 1.5 passing touchdowns. I like the over in this one. He's going to be slinging that rock. Drake May at over-under 0.5 interceptions. So if he throws an interception, I think he does in this one. I think there's going to be, this is going to be a high-powered offensive game. It's going to be a lot of points. These defenses are very, very good. It's going to be hard to run the ball on these teams. They're stout in the trenches, so they're going to have to be slinging it. And I think something happens always in the Super Bowl, so I think he throws a pick. I do think he goes over 220 passing yards in this one, though, all the reasons I just mentioned. Ramondre Stevenson, the other power back for the New England Patriots, OUDNA, over-under set at half a touchdown. I think he gets the over. I think he scores in this game as well. Drake May, over-under 37.5 rushing yards. I'm taking the over in this one. This guy has been running the ball fantastic. He is their third running back. 2 games with at least 65 rushing yards, 13 yards per carry in the postseason. 47 rushing yards a game in the postseason. This guy is balling, running the ball. Darnold, I'm taking his over on interceptions as well as the 1 interception. I think that happens, of course, reasons I mentioned like Drake May. Jackson Smith and Jigba, anytime touchdown. Yes, he is going to score in this game. He has 10 total touchdowns and 1 touchdown in each of the 3 postseason games. So he is going to be in that end zone, or 2 postseason games. Seattle's Cooper Kupp, over under 32.5 receiving yards. I'm taking the over in this one. He's got 48 yards per game this postseason. He's got the experience in the Super Bowl, already has a Super Bowl ring with the Rams a few years ago. So give me the over on Kupp. And then first half total, over under 22.5. Guys, these defenses are great, but these teams can score. So give me the over 22.5. These teams are each scoring more than 10 points in the first half. It's going to be a high-scoring affair. So give me the first half over. All right, let's go into the picks for the game. Super Bowl 60, 5:30 p.m. Central, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. So 3:30 p.m. West Coast. That's an early game, guys. Lunchtime Super Bowl. Levi Stadium on NBC. Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth calling the game, so it's going to be fantastic. Love listening to those guys call football. And going to be excited. It's obviously a rematch from Super Bowl 49 where the Seattle Seahawks did not run the football from the 1-yard line. They didn't hand off to Marshawn, throw the pick to Butler in the end zone, and gift Tom Brady another Super Bowl ring. Yeah, I mean, luckiest quarterback of all time in the playoffs, in the Super Bowl. You can tell where I stand on that. But number 1, Seattle versus number 2, New England. Seattle is a 4.5-point favorite in this one. This line has stayed steady all week. And I mean, it could be more because I think this is probably. I mean, New England's schedule to get here. You guys have heard me talk. Was the easiest thing I've ever seen in my life. I mean, a Chargers and a Justin Herbert that don't know how to play in the playoffs, doesn't know how to play in crunch time. The Mr. If quarterback. You got C.J. Stroud and Houston turning the ball over 5 times in a iced out snowstorm. A team that plays indoors, they're not going to New England and winning in any kind of snow, and they still had a chance to win that game. And then to go play in Denver, play a backup quarterback who hadn't thrown a football in 2 years, and to play in the middle of a snowstorm, a blizzard, an avalanche. I don't know what was going on in Denver, but that was no ordinary snowstorm that blew in. And a team that was held to nothing even before the storm blew in the fourth quarter. So it was a very easy path. Seattle's path, good. They played a banged up 49ers team, so not much there. But they beat the Rams, who I thought definitely had a better chance at winning that game, especially with Matt Stafford, who just won the league MVP. And they look good. And Sam Darnold, I wasn't sold on Sam Darnold coming into this. Obviously not the season, and obviously not the playoffs. It's Sam Darnold. We know how he plays football. But this guy has turned into a different animal. He has looked really, really good. This game is the Darnold redemption story. It can add an exclamation mark to it. And this is the first time in Super Bowl history that since the merger of the AFL and NFL, that both teams rank in the top 4 in offense and defense. So this is going to be a fantastic battle. No matter how New England got there or Seattle got there, it is going to be great football all in the trenches, all in backfield, secondary, slot. It's going to be a great game. Both trios of quarterback, running back, and wide receiver are great. Fantastic even. I mean, the guys for Seattle who have not gotten much love this year with Kenneth Walker and Smith and Jigma, they are underrated, need to sing their praises this season. And I mean, of course, New England's had Diggs. He's had a decent year, but hasn't found the end zone that much. It does have over 1,000 yards and 11.9 yards per catch, but only 4 touchdowns this season. And, of course, they got Henderson, who's got 911 yards, 9 touchdowns, and Ramondre Stevenson, who's been balling in these playoffs as well. For Seattle, Kenneth Walker, like I said, 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns, 4.6 yards per carry. And Jackson Smith and Jigma, who's underrated, just won 6th Man of the Year. 1,700 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 15 yards per catch. Fantastic stuff from him, an underrated wide receiver. For the quarterbacks, this has been the resurgence of these guys. I mean, Darnold, of course, drafted in 2018. First quarterback in that draft class to make the Super Bowl, and Drake May just in his second year on a revamped, gutted, and revamped New England team that was 4-13 last year, so a major step forward, obviously making it to the Super Bowl in that second year, and with Mike Vrabel as the head coach. But Sam Darnold, 4,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Drake May, 4,300 yards, 31 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. So May does a fantastic job of not turning that ball over. And it's going to be tough against this Seattle secondary, this Seattle defense that is playing lights out. I mean, they're best in the NFL in defense, only allowing 17 points per game. New England is good as well, though, only allowing 18.8 points a game. So, like I said, it's going to be hard getting points, at least early while they're figuring each other out, but it's going to turn into an offense battle. I feel like they're just too good not to be able to score. And both teams are playing great. as of late, Seattle's 13-1 in their last 14 games, and their last 5 wins include 2 wins over San Francisco and the Rams. So that's 4 of their wins over those 2 teams, and a win over Carolina, who made the playoffs and had a chance at beating the Rams in the playoffs. So great strength of schedule for Seattle. Like I said, New England was the 32nd overall strength of schedule in the NFL, and then very weak in the playoffs. Both teams 5-0 in the non-conference. The only weak spot for Seattle is their number 12 passing defense, and Drake May has been good through the air. Like I said, he doesn't turn the ball over. He's very efficient. Just knows where to put the ball, and they're number 4 passing offense for Drake May. Watch the number 3 Seattle rush defense. I mean, they don't allow anything. They give up 91 yards a game. And New England's got 2 great backs, like I said, with Henderson and Stevenson. And New England's rushing attack, 128 yards per game, one of the best in the league. So that is a matchup to watch there. See how well, if New England can wear down this Seattle trench and just go on those extended drives, because they did that versus Denver and it ended up working. So both teams score 28 points a game. That's top 3 in the league. One-score games, New England is 7-3. Seattle's 4-3. So they haven't played in too many one-score games, and when they do, sometimes it goes to the other team. Scoring first, New England 7-1. Seattle's 9-0. Huge. If you get out and score first for either of those teams, they don't look back and they hold you, because when leading at the half, Seattle's 9-1. New England is 13-2. When leading at the half. Now they had 3 losses on the year. 2 of those were games they had leads, and one was to a Buffalo team, a really good Buffalo Bills team. But man, these teams get out in front and they do not let you even get an inch back. They put that choke on you. For this game, I really do think there's one team that is just much better overall, more complete than the other. A team that's proven and shown that they can beat the best, have beat the best, and don't need an easier way to get into this game. And I think Seattle is the much better team in this situation. I mean, I would feel comfortable picking them by 7 points. Now, that's famous last words. It's the Super Bowl. Anything can happen. Any given Sunday is what they say. But this Seattle team is really, really good. And you hope this isn't the game where Sam Darnold disappoints. Last year that they were so good in Minnesota, they had the 1 seed, and he throws just a stinker in that playoff game, and that's why Minnesota decided to give him up and trade him to Seattle. And you just hope that isn't this game for Sam Darnold, because you know it's possible with this guy. But what I've seen all season, in the last 2 seasons combined, just besides that 1 game, he's a much improved, a much different quarterback, and I just trust the Seattle team a little more. And Mike Vrabel, hell of a coach. He's gonna have some stuff up his sleeve. He's gonna get his guys prepared. This is why they brought him in and fired Mayo after 1 year. This is why they brought in Vrabel. They knew he could do this, and he did. But I just think the Seattle team is really, really good. They've shown it all year with who they played, who they've beaten, what they've done. So give me Seattle in this one, 31 to like 24, 23, something like that. I think Seattle is the real deal, and they kind of coast their way to a Super Bowl, kind of like what the Eagles did last year versus the Chiefs. So give my MVP. Give me Sam Darnold in this one. Insane. We are having this conversation of Sam Darnold winning a Super Bowl MVP, but here we are. It's 2026. All right, that's my Super Bowl picks. Gonna be a great Super Bowl 60. Very excited for it. Let me know who you got. All right, let's go on the final segment. Who I'm sharing my burger and brat with? Share my burger and brat with polar bears. That's right. I got one on my wrist as well, if you can see. I think this one's Bobby. One of them. But Dr. John Ayers, his team at the Norwegian Polar Institute, published some findings in the Journal of Scientific Reports that polar bears have better physical health than 25 years ago. And this is despite the decrease in sea ice. The bears' fat reserve had increased since the year 2000 on the island of Svalbard around Norway, island in Norway. The Barents Sea polar bear population was number 2,650. That's how many there were in 2000 or in 2004. And this population has not shrunk in size since then. Now we're going to see with the decreased ice, going to be limited food supply for those, not as much seals laying on the ice for those polar bears to get, and just decreased there. But they look to be in better physical health than 25 years ago. They got to go hunt more for food on land, but populations are staying steady for the polar bears. So share my burger brat with them. I know they would love some burgers and brats. All right, everyone. Thank you all for listening. Make sure to follow the podcast, any platform, any streaming service, literally anywhere. Get your podcast at Burgers and Brats, and stay up to date with latest news on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Burgers and Brats. Hopefully, it's watch live on Millions.co or YouTube at Burgers and Brats. All right, everyone. Thank you all for listening. Take care. Stay safe. Let me know who you got. Super Bowl 60. Enjoy Bad Bunny.